Hello everyone, I'm Suhasini. Welcome back to my channel Learn with Suhasini Shinde. Right, in the last class we have discussed about the electric field intensity at some particular point due to the point charge. Right, then we moved on using superposition principle. We have looked into the electric field intensity at some particular point due to different charges which are randomly arranged. Right, in this particular class you will be learning electric field intensity due to continuous charge distribution. So first let us understand what do you mean by continuous charge distribution. See, for example, whenever in the very last class we learned electric field intensity due to only one point charge, right? But practically that is not proper, right? We always have some group of the charges and we wanted to find out what is the electric field intensity at some point due to the group of the charges, right? And this group of the charges are arranged in some pattern, right? In what pattern they have arranged? It is been arranged in volume. Some charges are arranged in the line, some charges are arranged on the sheet, right? Now why do you mean, or what do you mean it is continuous charge distribution? Continuous charge distribution is a distribution of the charge where the charges are placed at the equal distance and the equal interval of the time, right? So for example, say you have some space here, right? If at all the charges are placed very equally distance from one another, then this type of the distribution you call it as continuous distribution of the charge, right? And now you have three types of the pattern. Now what you do in this particular topic, you will find out. Now these are the set of the charges or the group of the charges. Say for example you have some point Q, right? Now you want to find out what is the electric field intensity at this point Q due to these set of charges which are continuously distributed, right? In the very last class what we have done, we had a charge, right? And we had electric field around it. Any test charge that is coming into this particular region, we would find out what is the electric field intensity at this point test charge Q naught due to the point charge Q. Right, this was the very first thing that we have found out, right? In the very next thing, using superposition principle, we had again a test charge here, but we had so many charges around it randomly arranged. There was no proper arrangement of the charges, it were randomly arranged. Then we found out what is the electric field intensity at this particular point due to the random arrangement of the charges, right? This was these two things we have studied in the very last video, right? In this particular topic, what we study is, we will find out what is the electric field intensity at some particular point due to some arrangement of the charges. These charges are arranged in some pattern, right? Now that pattern could be a volume pattern, that is volume charge distribution, line or linear charge distribution, or surface or sheet charge distribution. Say for example, what do you mean by line charge distribution? Say this is a line. If the charges are distributed on this particular line continuously, then you call it as line charge distribution, right? If the charges are distributed on the line continuously, what do you mean by continuously? The proper arrangement of the charges in the equal distance and the equal interval of time is called as continuous distribution of the charges, right? If at all the charges are arranged in the line, then it is called as linear or the line charge distribution. If at all it is arranged, if at all the charges are arranged on the surface, say for example this is a surface, or you can say this is a sheet, right? If at all the charges are arranged on this particular sheet continuously, then this arrangement you call it as sheet or the surface charge arrangement, right? And if the charges are arranged in some volume, say for example this is a volume, right? And the arrangement of the charges is continuous in this volume, then this particular arrangement will be called as volume charge distribution. In all the pattern, the charges are continuous, right? What do you mean by continuous? The charges are placed at the equal distance and the equal interval of the time. The charges are not randomly put here and there. They maintain some distance, proper distance from one another. Then you call that particular arrangement of the charges as continuous distribution of the charges, right? Now here we have three different types of the distribution. The charges could be arranged volumely, the charges can be arranged linearly, or the charges can be put on the sheet, right? We have three distribution of the charges. In this particular topic, what we learn is we will find out what is the electric field intensity at some particular point due to some arrangement or due to some pattern. Say for example, this is line charge distribution. You have point Q. You will find out what is the electric field intensity at this particular point due to this line charge arrangement. That is line distribution of the charges. Right? Now say for example, in the very next, you have separate derivation for this. You have another derivation where you find out what is the electric field intensity. Say for example, if at all this is A, what is the electric field intensity at this particular point due to this particular arrangement of the charges. That is sheet arrangement, right? You have a separate derivation for this, right? Again, say example, this is a point, say it is P. You will find out what is the electric field intensity at this particular point P due to the volume charge arrangements, right? You have three different types of the derivation. Now please make a note here. Whenever you could understand one particular derivation properly and you could analyze one particular derivation very correctly, then other two are almost similar lines. They follow similar pattern. May it be derivation or explanation, only the notation has to be changed. Instead of writing, if at all you are taking volume, you will take V. If at all you are writing L, it is L, line charge distribution L, and for surface it is S. Wherever you have these three terms, right, into the derivation, you just need to replace whatever derivation you are following. So I please request you to listen this particular derivation properly so that it becomes very easy for the next two to be followed, right? I just make one derivation a very proper explanation and make you people understand how the other things are connected. Is this proper now? Right, understandable at this point. Now just we find out what is the electric field intensity due to some pattern of the charges, right? The pattern could be line, or it could be volume, or it could be the surface charge distribution, right? Is this clear? Let us understand the derivation now. Now here let us understand the first derivation. If at all the charges are arranged in some particular volume, then what will be the electric field intensity at some point, right? Now see, this is the first derivation, right? We had three: volume, line and surface. Now I am deriving it for volume, then I'll say you how line and surface has to be remembered, right? Next, now this is some volume, this particular volume. In this entire volume, the charges are distributed continuously, right? Continuous means every charge is equally distanced from one another, right? Now this is the whole entire volume, you call it as V. If at all you are taking only part of that volume, then it is delta V, right? Right? Now this is the entire volume, you represent it as V. If at all you are considering only a very small part of volume, then it is delta V. The whole of the charges that are present here in this volume is Q. The charges that are present in this differential element, that is delta V, is delta Q. Is this clear? If at all you take the entire thing, then it is V and Q. That is whole volume and whole charges. If at all you are considering only the element, a very small element from this entire surface or this entire volume, then it is delta V. The volume will be delta V and the charges present in that delta V will be delta Q. Right? Now we will find out what is the electric field intensity at the point P due to the very differential element delta V. We are not finding out the whole thing, right? The whole volume. We are just finding out what is the electric field intensity at a point P due to the differential element, due to a small element, say delta V, right? Now for example, consider delta E will be the electric field intensity at particular point P due to this differential element, right? Now everything will be differential, that is very small element, delta E, delta V and delta Q, right? We know that how do you define charge density? We know that how charge density is defined. Charge density, that is rho, will be equal to the total amount of the charges present in that particular volume. Now this particular formulae will be helpful for the entire volume when considered, right? But we are taking only the elemental part. So the charge density or the rho will be equal to the number of the charges that are present in that particular small element to that differential volume V. Is this clear, right? Why do you take these things? We take this formula is respect to this small element, right? This is with respect to the whole of the body, right? Now we are considering only the small element, and hence we write the charge density is equal to delta Q divided by delta V. Why? Because charge density is defined as charge to that of the volume, that is delta Q that of the delta V volume, right? Now take this here, delta Q. This presentation can be even written like this: delta Q is equal to rho into delta V, right? Say for example, tell this equation as first equation, right? You understood, you have followed up to this particular point. Now what you do, you find out what is the electric field intensity at this particular point P due to the small differential element. Now this differential element is so small, right? So small that you can consider this element as a point charge, right? You are getting my point? Why you are like considering this small differential element? This small differential element is considered so small that it could be even considered as a point charge. Now you know what is the electric field intensity at some point due to point charge. The very first class we have studied about the electric field intensity. What was it? Electric field intensity was equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square, right? This was the formula for the electric field intensity that we have derived in the very last class due to point charge. Now what we wanted here, we wanted due to this particular element, differential element. Now for differential element, the electric field intensity is also that is generated, that is differential, that is delta E is equal to, right, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q, right, delta Q divided by R square. What is this R? That is the distance between the differential element and this particular point P, right? It is R. It is R square, right? Now what if at all this electric field intensity is only for this differential element? If at all you wanted to have the whole electric field intensity, right, whole electric field intensity at this point due to the whole entire volume, then how you write? You have so many differential elements into it, right? Now this is only one part, right? Like this you have so many elements, differential element. Vector sum of all the differential elements will give you the entire electric field intensity at particular point P due to the whole volume, right? So how do you write? If at all you wanted electric field intensity to the entire body, then E will be equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught summation of all the delta V, right, delta Q divided by R square. You got up to this point, right? Why is this summation of all the delta V? Now if at all, now this was delta E only for the electric field intensity generated only because of this small element. Now this is complete E. Now this E is for entire volume, right? Now for entire volume, you have so many small volumes into it, right? That vector sum of all the small volumes will be equal to the whole electric field intensity at this particular point, right? Now here you can understand what dq can be, right? The dq substitution is given from the like equation 1. You can substitute the value of dq from the equation 1. Now how do you write further? I'll write here, right? E will be equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught summation of all the delta V elements, right? Now this substitution will be taken from equation 1, that is rho into delta V divided by R square, right? Now this is the electric field intensity equation, final expression at this particular point due to the entire volume, right? This is the final expression for the electric field intensity, right? Now what is missing here? The direction vector is missing. So you just put here R vector whose value is 1, right? This is the directional vector, right? Now this is the mathematical expression of the electric field intensity at a point P due to the volume charge distribution. This was the complete derivation for the very first distribution of the charge, that was volume charge distribution. If at all you want to derive it for the line and the surface distribution of the charges, then on the similar lines what you do is simultaneously derive for both line charge and the sheet charge distribution, right? First you have this line, right? You have continuous charge distribution. You want to find out what is electric field at this point A, right? The distance between this and this is R, right? And you take a very small differential linear element, that is dl. The entire length is L. The entire length is L. A small part of this will be dl, right? The entire charges on this particular line are q. A small amount of the charge present in that particular differential length will be dq, right? Now on the similar lines, what is the charge density? Charge density rho is defined as amount of the charges that are present on that differential length L, right? Now this is taken, this equation is taken for the entire length, but we are taking only the differential length, so the charge density will be rho is equal to dq by dl, right? Now what is the electric field intensity at this particular point due to the charge? So delta E will be equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon delta Q divided by R square, right? Now this was only for the small element. If at all you want to consider the entire length, then it is electric field intensity will be equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught summation of, now this is only a small part, this kind of small part you can have throughout the line, right? There are so many small parts, right, connected together to form a line. Now this was only one part. Now this equation is only for this small part. Like this small part you have so many, right? So the vector sum of all the dl can be equal to the electric field intensity. So electric field intensity is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught summation of all the delta L, right, dq divided by R square. Now what is dq? Now dq can be written here, dq is equal to rho into dl, right? Now this substitution is taken here further. So E will be equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught summation of all the dl. Now this substitution rho into dl divided by R square. R is what? The distance between the point and the element, right? And here R will be this R will be the directional vector whose value is 1, right? This is the final expression for the electric field intensity at a point A due to the linear charge distribution. Don't you think all the things are very similar? All the derivation, all the explanation, everything is similar. Only that is in volume you have taken it V, delta V, here V and here delta V, and finally you will get dV, right? In length it is L, delta L, and here dl, right? And for example, if you consider a sheet charge distribution, you have a sheet, right? You have a continuous charge distribution, right? You have a point, say S. You want to find out what is the electric field intensity at S, right? Now you take one differential surface, that is ds. The distance between this point and this point is R, right? Now what is the charge density for the whole entire sheet? That is charge density for whole entire sheet is Q, number of the charges that are present on this whole sheet divided by the surface area, right? Now in this particular expression, whole charges are taken as Q, right? Differential charges dQ. Whole surface is taken as S, differential surface is taken as ds, right? Now the charge density, we wanted charge density only in this region. So charge density will be dq by ds, right? Now this particular differential element is so small, it can be considered as point charge. So whenever I say point charge, what is the electric field intensity of the point charge of this differential element? Delta E is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon Q divided by dq divided by r square, right? Now this is differential charges or the differential electric field intensity created by this area, right? If you want the entire sheet to be considered, then electric field intensity will be equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught summation of, you have so many surface charges, small charges, vector sum of all the small charges will give you the electric field intensity, right? Summation of all the delta S, right, dq divided by r square. Now you can substitute the value of dq from here. What dq was here? dq is equal to rho into ds. So the final equation will be E is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught summation of all the delta S, right? dq is this one, rho into ds divided by r square into the directional vector r, right? This is the electric field intensity. This is the expression of electric field intensity at a point S due to the surface or the sheet charge distribution. All the three derivations are exactly similar, only the notation changes depending upon what derivation you are doing it, right? If at all volume, then it is V. If line, it is L. If surface or sheet charge, it is S, right? All the things and the similar derivation pattern is followed. Now this is understandable. There are three pattern of the charges arranged, right? One is volume charge distribution, one is sheet charge distribution, and another is line charge distribution, right? If all the charges are distributed in the line continuously, then it is called as line charge distribution. If all the charges are distributed continuously in the volume, then it is called as volume charge distribution. If all the charges are distributed on a sheet continuously, then it is called as sheet charge distribution. It is called as continuous pattern or continuous distribution. Why? Because all the charges are placed at the equal distance and the equal interval of the times, right? This was what about today's class. In the very next class, we'll be dealing with the electric field lines and the dipole, electric dipole, right? And the material and the information for this particular topic or the notes for unit chapter 1, right, this can be found in the description box. You please go through there and please download it, and it will be very helpful for you to get back to all the things very properly once you see this video, right? Hope you people are liking all my videos and it is very easily understood by everyone, right? If any suggestions that is to be given from your end, you please drop down into the suggestion in the comment below, right? And please go through my channel and like all my videos and share the link with all your friends and families. Thank you so much.